Christine, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. Thanks so much for taking my call.
You bet. How can I help?
Yeah, so I've read your book and applied the principles. So basically, I'm seeking some affirmation and perspective from you. I'm trying to go to physical therapy school, and it is very well known for people going into lots of debt. So over the past 5 years, I've actually very prayerfully worked towards this goal because I knew it was going to be very hard and very expensive. During that time, I paid off my undergraduate loans, the $60,000 I had of that, as well as cash flowing the 9 prerequisite course I needed, 3 GRE tests to go, 1 CLEP test, 3 application fee cycles. And actually in 2018, I actually turned down a private school acceptance because it was very expensive.
Wow.
And so after my second time applying, I finally got accepted to our cheapest state school here in Kansas. And so while I was really excited for that, I'm also like super, super nervous to take this risk and jump into this because I am afraid of going into debt again. I have explored and researched over these 5 years very intensively, and I've mapped out kind of 20 scholarships that I can apply for over the course of the 3 years I would be in school.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with it is that a lot of them require you to be in school for a year, or, you know, their timelines aren't quite right. So I do have a lot of really good options, but again, it's a risk and an unknown, right? And so while I feel very encouraged because I actually already got a $2,500 scholarship, which would pay for like half of my first semester, I'm just so nervous to leave this comfort that I have and this debt-freedness that I have and make this move and go, even though I've been working so hard for the past 5 years. I'm very passionate, right, about it. So I feel like it's what I'm supposed to do, and I feel the Lord has called me to this, but I'm also trying to be smart, right? So,
well, let me ask you a question. I just don't understand. It sounds like to me that you've got a plan to cash flow your way through this.
Well, kind of. So technically I can't work during PT school. So they say my plan is to obviously work. But during the fall and spring semesters, it's 100% full-time. So 8 to 5, you go to school every day. It's 20 credit hours. It's pretty much like medical school without the perks, right? And you go to school through the summer as well. So those are only about 10 credit hours or so. So I feel like I could do some type of job, but it wouldn't be a job that is paying what I'm getting paid right now. It would be
but
more
again,
like
how much money?
job.
How much money do you have saved up for the first year?
I do not have anything saved to go. That's the problem. Because
so for the last 5 years, this journey you were describing for me is meaning you got debt free.
Yes.
Okay. So how much money do you need? What's the total bill? Let's not take scholarships right now, but what's the total bill for the PT school?
Yeah. So with fees and everything, tuition, it's $60,000 for all 3 years. So about $20,000 a year. And that's just tuition, fees, and the schooling.
Okay. And how much, what do you think you can do from a scholarship standpoint?
So right now, the options that I have, a really great one that I'd love to get, it's about $25,000 award, and you can win it up to 3 times a year with a service agreement where you go work in California for an underserved population for at least a year for that $25,000. So if I got it for 3 years, obviously I have to go work there for 3 years. So that's my very first choice, but that's the only big one.
All right, hold on a second. Hold on. I got to stay with you because you know way more about this than I do. So that's good.
Sorry.
so I'm a little. So that's $25,000. So that would take care of a year.
Yes, it would.
But do you have to work for them afterwards? Is that what you're saying? After the 3 years are done, you'd have to put in 3 years of service.
Yeah, 1 year for that $25,000. So if I got it for 3 years, it would be 3 years service.
Okay, I see. But there's no guarantee of getting it for 3 years.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a great option.
Right.
Here's the point that I need to make, and you've already made it for yourself. No, I don't think you should go into debt for it. I think that you should. You've been working so hard for it, and between the scholarship and some other things, getting after it a little bit. I mean, I think that you should. I mean, I can't tell you to go into debt. You know that. I just don't think it's worth it. It's just not worth it because it's going to be a big giant rock hanging around your neck when you're done. And I feel like you've got a little bit more time. How much are you making in your day job right now?
About $53,000 a year.
Are you double income, single income? What's your relationship status?
Just me. Yep, single.
Okay, so how long have you been debt free?
I just paid it off in June of this year.
Congratulations. Do you have your emergency fund?
So that's what I'm funding right now, and that's the other thing I really was trying to decide, should I, put all that money towards school or should I put it towards my emergency fund? It would make more sense to have that emergency fund ready in case something does happen if I do end up going
You
to
just
school.
Answered your own question. Yeah, I would get it fully funded. Are you going to do 3 months or 6 months?
About 3.
Yeah, so you should be close to having that funded, right?
Yep, I am.
Okay, so once you get that in place, then I think you start saving aggressively, really aggressively, towards, and if it were me, I would go for the first year, the 25, get your first year funded. So if you can get that with that group, and then if you're okay doing that, going to work for them in California, I'd try to at least do the first year that way. Then we only have to come up with $40,000.
Yeah.
And I think between other scholarships and everything else, maybe you got 2 years taken care of. That's how I would go about it. Because do you feel pretty confident you can score the $25,000 scholarship?
Well, I'd like to say yes. It's literally everything I want to do with my life. So I feel like it's a perfect fit for me. But, I just don't want to be too confident.
No. But what I'm saying is like you qualify for it. Like there's, enough.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I would go for it. And you know what I would do? I'd tell them, hey, are you willing to do all 3 years with them coming out and just serving the underserved and getting after it? And then, you got the rest of your life to do whatever you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, then I'd tell them that. I'd cast the vision. I'd go all in and go, hey, this is what I want to do. But I would not go into debt. I think if you can get a year, I think the discipline that you've created, it's just you. I mean, even if you work 2 jobs for another 12 months. Yeah. Think about what you could do.
Right.
Even if you only do 1 year. So I would hang in a little bit longer. It's going to be worth it. Don't change course. Stay the course. It's going to be worth it. That's what I think. And you got this. And I'm really, really proud of you. Love your heart.